Hey loves, welcome to Missionary Mack Podcast, where I, along with my homegirls, talk about all things related to love, sex, singleness, self-improvement, and the pursuit of happiness. Each one is related to young as we relate it to our everyday lives and some of our favorite pop culture, social media, and entertainment influencers. The goal is to help you grow as we continue to work on becoming the best version of ourselves. You can check us out every Tuesday at 7 p.m. at 97thebfm.com. You can call in and discuss with us at 502-384-6483. Let's get into today's episode. Hello. Hey. I'm back. I missed last week.
I wasn't. You sure did. Yeah.
Last week I had a whole lot going on, so I needed to take a little me time, a little pause.
That's understandable.
Yeah, I had to take a little pause last week. But I'm super excited to be back this week with the same about last week, which is purposefully single. So if you have not noticed already, Sequoia is not here this week. She won't be here for a couple weeks. She is on super mommy duty right now. And I mean, we're all moms, so we understand that.
Yeah,
so she's
most
on
definitely.
super mommy duty. It's the end of the year. She has a lot of stuff she needs to do with her daughter. So I miss Sequoia, and she'll be back soon. Today, though, I have two beautiful guests with me.
Oh, thank you.
I'm going to introduce them. And then I want you to tell, both of them have their own separate business ventures. So I tell them who you all are. Tell about what you do. Okay. So to my left is my beautiful cousin who I love. And she is so bomb. The glow up is
I love you.
Everything. I love you much. We talk all the time, whatever. Something crazy, I'll call her and be like, girl, let me text something out. What is this? This is my cousin Tiffany.
Hello.
Tiffany, tell them what you do. Tell the people what you do.
My name is Tiffany. I am the owner of Build Your Body, LLC. The goal is to empower men and women to love themselves. We empower your mind, your body, your spirit to push your body past the limitations of your mind. I sell all types of workout gear to help enhance your workout.
Oh, yeah, that's what I was going to say. So I bought this. This is a waist trainer, correct?
Yes,
right?
It's like
what is it?
It's a waist trainer / sweat. It makes you sweat.
Opened it yet.
Yeah, anyway, I bought this from her. I bought this from her. I saw that she had launched, and I'm like, oh my God, I want to support her. And then you know how we do people who have extra melanin. We say, oh, girl, we're going to come pick it up, and we never come pick it up. So I kept saying, cousin, I'm coming to pick it up. She's like, okay, I'll be home. I'm working from home. I'm doing this. I'm doing it. I'm like, okay, well, I'll be through there. Never came. So today
and then we'll be around the corner though.
I'm horrible. But anyways, I'm super excited. But listen, I told her I was committed. First of all, you have to watch her. You need to follow her on Instagram. Tell them what your Instagram is.
Instagram, Build Your Body LLC.
Yeah, so follow her on Instagram. She's putting in work. Her body is looking ridiculous. And yeah, I need to be on her level, but I've just been lazy. I can't even say nothing else. I've just been lazy. I've been traveling. I've been eating good. I've been trying to be in the gym. But anyways, this might motivate me to do better.
It will.
But I ain't gotta wait till January. I might start tomorrow with this.
Please.
I'm excited. Thank you, cousin.
You're welcome. Thanks for the support.
Okay, so then to my right, I have the beautiful Miss Robin. Tell me your last name.
G.
Robin G. Tell the people what you do.
I'm the owner, creator, whatever, of Robin G Poetry LLC. I am a poet, a host, spoken word artist, published author, mom. I'm a doer, all that good stuff. So
she's bomb. She looks
she
fabulous. She don't you host? And you
I host different events, and I'm working on so much for 2019. I have 3 published collections available via Amazon, and I'm working on, like I said, 2019 is going to be lit. So I'm excited.
Yeah, I read your post on Instagram. Oh yeah, tell me your Instagram.
Robin G Poetry.
Robin G Poetry. Yeah, so I look at her post and I'll be like, yes, that's exactly. Oh, you in my head. I know exactly what you're talking about. Okay, but yes, I have two beautiful hosts with me today to help me. I want to make sure I plug Sequoia's event, even though she's not here.
Yes.
So this Saturday, she has Battle of the Runway. So Poise Models, her company, they have Battle of the Runway. It's Saturday, December the 15th. It's a fashion show. The fashion show, the doors open at 5. The show starts at 6. If you have not been to one of Sequoia's fashion shows, you need to come. It is so bomb. They're fabulous. Has a lot of local people and people who are not from here, but it's bomb. If you're trying to get fly for the new year, you want something to wear, check out her fashion show. Also, she has an after party for the fashion show. It's from 10 p.m. to 3 a.m. All of this is taking place at the Majestic. So check out Sequoia's event this Saturday, okay? All right, so what y'all do this weekend? That's what I always ask people. What y'all do?
What did I do? I had a private event. Because I do like custom pieces for like private events, birthday parties, anniversary parties, all of that stuff. And what else did I do? Oh yeah, I went and checked out Let's Talk Tiffany Bird's.
Okay, yeah.
It was pretty dope.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What? Oh, I thought I put the. Go ahead. What you do this weekend?
I'm just a homebody. I went to the gym and babysat my nephew, and that was it.
So yeah, I went and saw family this weekend. Yeah, I thought I was taking a trip down to the beach, which I did. Yeah, I went to the beach, but it was like snowing and raining. So yeah, it was not.
It's like a waste of a beach trip.
Right.
Yeah, and I was ready to post some bomb pictures on Instagram.
Some of the foot in the sand, the feet in the sand pictures.
Yeah, something to show people. I'm out here living my best life. But anyway, I didn't even get the opportunity to do that because the weather was horrific. Like I would have much rather been in the city. But yeah, so hopefully this weekend, next weekend I'll have something. Well, next Tuesday, hopefully I'll have something better to tell you that I did with my weekend. Actually, it was good to see my family and stuff. I had a good time. Hung out with my son. My son just loves to be anywhere. So he had a good time. I made a post and said, my son goes everywhere and acts like he's never been anywhere before. That's what staged my.
But that's dope though, because I still act like I ain't never had nothing every time. For real. Hey, I'm grateful.
Right. Be humble.
I'm grateful.
Okay, so every show, I don't know if I watch the show. Every show I do dating disasters. So I do dating disasters at the beginning of my show. This show was no different. So at first, next week I'm gonna do like dating disasters that people submit to me. So if you haven't, I have my email. It's at the top of this post. It's missionarymacmail@gmail.com. Please email me some dating disaster stories. I'm not gonna tell your name and stuff. I just need to hear some funny stories that I can say on here. I will keep your identity private. But anyways, so today I decided to just do another one of mine. Basically, I just want I don't want people to keep thinking all my dates are disasters. even though like 99% of them are.
90% are.
So I know like dang how every week she got her own dating disaster. That's why I need y'all to help me out so people don't be like, oh my dating disasters are horrible. Anyways, okay. So this dating disaster is not long. I was dating a guy. He was a really sweet guy, whatever. I lived in Lexington for a little bit. And so I got to meet some non-Louisville men, which they ain't much different, but it was a little, I guess it was a little different. Anyways, this was a sweet guy. The difference between the guy and like the other guys I date, he was a guy who, he was fine, but he didn't know he was fine. So, like kind of geeky, but
that
like,
was good.
He was fine. And so I was like, okay, I'll hit the jackpot with him because he don't even realize how cute he is. Right. But he's still he's smart. We worked together, matter of fact, when I was in Lexington. And so we were dating. He did like 9 hood nigga stuff. I don't know no other way to say it. But like he wasn't a hood nigga. So he did 9 hood nigga. So he went to like do walks through the park and like go to like different like plays, plays and stuff. Yeah. Which it wasn't nothing wrong. Listen, when I was in Lexington, I was so younger. So that was what I was used to. You know what I'm saying? So I embraced it. I liked it or whatever. But like most men, he got comfortable. So, guys get real comfortable.
Yes, they do.
So we went to breakfast one day, and I'll never forget because I called my best friend. And we was at breakfast, and he ordered all this stuff. Like, I'm saying, like, dude was like, I said, oh, shit, he's trying to eat. Like, he woke up hungry for real. Like, he ordered literally, it was such a, I think while I was there, I had texted my friend, like, God, he's ordering a lot of food. You know what I mean? And we had been on a few dates. So by this time, I was, comfortable with him. But then the check came. And so I'm thinking, dude, I sampled everything on the menu. So clearly this meal is on you.
Yeah.
And I'm one of those people, like, I'm not one of those girls, which some people are, which I don't, maybe I am now. But back then I wasn't. So I'm not one of those people that feel like a guy has to pay for every dinner. Like every breakfast, every dinner.
Yeah.
I'm not even gonna say
We talk about this. Like, so I'm not one of those people. So, sometimes you pay, I pay the next time. We'll back and forth.
Mm-hmm.
But this one, just because of the amount of food, I'm saying, like, dude order like steak and eggs, pancakes, grits, a cup of fruit, mimosas. Like, he wanted everything. So I'm thinking, oh, shoot. So I don't order a couple of extra things myself because I'm like, oh, this is a nice breakfast. Right. Nah, but bro, I didn't realize, but I guess breakfast was on me. When I tell you that was the last time that I went out with him.
How did he say, like, how did this happen? Like,
because when the check came, he basically told me, I was gonna say no texting on dates. You gotta text your friends sometimes. I'm not on my phone. Sometimes I might be like, girl, he took me to such and such. And then I put my phone down. Yeah. But anyways, when the check came, I'm like, hey, because we on nicknames. Yeah. We on nickname status. He told me that he didn't have any money. What? He didn't have the money. And so I was like, hold on. Okay. So I'm like, bruh, what the hell you order all this food? And you ain't have no money. Like, nah. Like, that's not how this works. Like, if you don't have no money, you should have been ordering. Oh, you know how all breakfasts have like a value breakfast?
Yeah. Like, if you order what you can afford.
Like I said, I didn't realize because breakfast was his suggestion for one.
Okay, first of all.
So it was his suggestion. So I'm just going along with it. And then two, like I said, dude didn't have no money. So it just irritated myself because I didn't know beforehand. Hey, he said something like, babe.
Right.
You want to go to breakfast? Can this be? You want to take us to breakfast?
Let's have that conversation ahead of time.
You want to take us to breakfast?
And then don't order everything off the damn menu if you know you ain't got no damn money.
When I literally, that was the last time we dated because it just irritated my soul. I just felt like, nah, bro, we can't.
That's a wrap.
So, anyways, that's my dating disaster. Dude's a good
if
guy.
You're watching, hey.
Right. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Hopefully he I think he's my Facebook friend, but he knows that was foul. Like I said, anybody.
Yeah, you was foul, right?
He was foul. He know it was foul. I think we talked about it after, like, years later or whatever, because he's like, Dad, why you cut me off? I'm like, bro, because you played me. You played me like that. But anyway, behind you said, how much you got, nigga? Right. And that's what I'm saying.
You gonna put something? Can you tip? Did he tip?
I'm saying he didn't tip or nothing. I'm saying the meal, the tip, everything was on me.
Damn. And then what if you didn't have no money? What if you didn't come prepared?
I would have left.
Y'all would have been.
And I think that day I drove too, just randomly. We both used to drive, but I think I just randomly drove. The ride home was the most awkward ride home because my attitude is bad. Like, it was. Anyway, I think he's married now or whatever. So even if he's watching this, he's probably like, "Yeah, I dodged the bullet." Hopefully, he's probably paying for his wife's breakfast. I don't know. She might have changed. It might have taught something.
Yeah,
I cut him from me.
Everything is a lesson. So
like I said, I don't mind like split. I'll take turns. But you gotta give me a heads up.
And don't order everything, man.
And then don't be ordering everything.
Yeah, bruh. Like, calm down.
I'm serious. Like, he ordered the bill was... I looked at the bill myself like, whoa, for breakfast. And then once I found out it was on me, I was like, oh, hell no. Mm-hmm. So, anyways. Okay, so that's my dating disaster. Okay, so today we're talking about purposefully single. So I want to tell you all where I came up with this concept. I was talking to my sister and my grandmother a couple weeks ago. Okay, so listen, I'm gonna give you all a 30-second Sunday school. Don't hold it against me if the rest of the show doesn't give Sunday school vibes, okay? But this, where I came up with the show, got a little bit of Sunday school vibes, okay? So, with on Instagram, you see all the time people saying, God, where is my Boaz?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Why you wrote?
Right.
So you see those memes that say, God, where is my Boaz? Surprisingly, it's a lot of men, and maybe we should take advice. Like I said, I have guy friends, platonic guy friends who I take advice from.
Mm-hmm.
But most of the books on the whole Boaz thing are about are written by men.
Mm-hmm.
So I, being in my self-reflection stage a few weeks ago, I spent some time because I kept wondering. I mean, Sunday school, I grew up in Sunday school and all that, but you need a refresher nowadays. So I was wondering where did that come from or whatever. So the book of Ruth, if you haven't read it, it's 4 chapters, super short. You can read it in the amount of time you watch your favorite TV show, less than that or whatever, super short. Anyways, the story is about a lady named Ruth. She is married. She has a mother-in-law. Her name's Naomi. Her husband dies. Her sister-in-law, her husband dies. So it's these 3 women with no husbands. And they are, listen, don't nobody, if you are a theologian or you are a pastor, do not correct me on my story, okay? I'm going to tell you all to read it for yourself, but this is my version. This is a quick version of the 4 books of Ruth, okay? So don't correct me. Anyway, so there's these 3 women that are left with no men. Naomi's basically like, go back to where you all came from, because I ain't got no more sons, I ain't got no husband, I ain't got nothing to offer you. One of the daughters was like, peace out, I'm doing it because I need a man. If you ain't got no man to offer me, I'm going back to where I'm from so I can be taken care of. But Ruth decided, all right, I'm going to rock with you or whatever. She's going to stay with her or whatever. So I guess this is kind of like the Medea version of the
Not
book
the
of Ruth.
Medea version.
I'm just thinking about how I'm telling this story. Anyway, so Ruth was like, no, I'm going to rock with you. I'm going to stay with you. Woo, woo, woo. So Ruth and Naomi, they get back to where Naomi is from, but again, they don't have any men. So since they don't have any men, they are without, because, at some point, at that point, the men were the ones, they were the provider. Yeah. So if you don't got a man, you basically out here as a vagrant, or you don't have any means of providing for yourself. Mm-hmm. So Naomi told her, there's this guy, his name is Boaz. He's a nice guy. He will let you take what's left after the people go on and take the crops that is really his. He'll let you take the scraps, basically. So that's what Ruth did. She went, she humbled herself, she got these scraps or whatever, and she just picked up. Boaz could have been like, nah, you ain't getting these scraps, go on, but he let her get the scraps. Mm-hmm. Long story short, Naomi was like, look, he's a good man. I need you to go sleep at his feet. We about to put ourselves out there so we can set ourselves up. Boaz was receptive to that, and that is how Ruth and Boaz became one. Basically, he was like, I see that you were loyal to your mother-in-law. You kept rocking with her when you could have left. Not only that, you done came and you done worked and you done try to provide for both of you all. I see what type of woman you are, and I'm going to take you as my wife. Mm-hmm. So the confusing part to me, so that's where I got, yes, it's called gleaning. That's what she did. She was gleaning. So the confusion I get from this is most of the time when people are telling this story or they say, where is my Boaz? They'll tell people to wait on their Boaz. Mm-hmm. Which to me is in contradiction of what Ruth actually did. Yeah. She was not sitting there waiting.
She was working.
She was working.
She was hustling.
She had a woman who knew more. She had some wisdom from an elder. Yeah. They came up with a game plan. She didn't wait for Boaz to come to her. She went to Boaz. Yeah. And so I've always wondered why they tell the story as if Ruth was just patiently waiting for this good man to walk into her life and and save her. And that's not what Ruth saved herself.
Right.
And so that's where I came up with this purposefully single and the 3 content things that I want to talk about, because I think so often we are told to wait for a man instead of being in a preparation stage. And so I think what Ruth did was she wasn't waiting, but not only that, she was in the at that point in Ruth's life, whether a man came or not, they would have been well taken care of, because she was putting things in order. And so that's what this is about: be purposefully single, whether you have a man or not. What should you do while being single? So I had text you all about what I wanted to talk about when it related to this. So I came up with 3 content parts. So peace, preparation, and purpose. So the first one I'm going to talk about is peace. So do you think that there is peacefulness? And I know both you single, but you are. So that's why I did it the way I did. But so do you think before, when you were single, do you think there is peace in being single?
Yes. Hell yeah.
Why do you think that?
Because like when we're in a relationship, like it is subconscious, it's almost natural for us to not only submit but somewhat conform to the person that we're with. So when we're single, like you get to like reintroduce yourself to yourself, and you get to learn different things. And I always go back to like The Runaway Bride. I don't know if you ever seen that movie with Richard Gere and Julia Roberts. She didn't know how she liked her eggs because she ate her eggs how every man she was with ate her eggs. So when you have time to like be yourself and spend time with yourself, I took myself to brunch. I took myself to a bar and had drinks. Like I dated myself, and I got to, and I'm a writer, so I do a lot of journaling. So like, yes, the peace with being single comes with reintroducing yourself to yourself, especially if you come out of a long-term relationship and you, because 9 times out of 10, when you coming out of a relationship, you're coming out of it for a reason. Like it didn't work for a reason. So sometimes you don't even recognize your own reflection after that relationship. So like making time, making yourself a priority, replenishing your state of mind and all of that. Hell yes, there's definitely peace in that. Yeah.
What do you think, Tiff? I agree.
From my experience, it's more peace being single than being in a relationship. Just like Robin said, you are getting to know yourself. You have control over your environment. You have control over what comes in, what comes out. A peace of mind is like wealthy. Like a peace of mind is
it's priceless.
Definitely.
And so I think that's what I have learned most with being single is guarding my peace. It doesn't matter if I'm dating, if it's family, if it's friends. I have learned the pricelessness of peace. So I am quick to
and protecting your peace is expensive because you lose people that are important to you, or you know what I'm saying? But like you got to protect your peace at all costs, and it can be very, very costly. So
and then I'll say this too. Sometimes I feel like I disrupt my own peace. Everybody knows I push therapy so strong on this show. I do. But because I had most people, when you're single, they'll tell you, enjoy being by yourself. Get to know yourself. I love myself, but I don't want to be by myself. So I had to literally, I hate that concept of when people tell people that, because everyone doesn't crave being alone. And it's not, and I'm not saying that when people say that that's what they mean, but sometimes that's how people interpret it.
Right.
And so I've had to learn that being single, and when people tell you that, it doesn't necessarily mean that you have to be alone or you can't have friendships or things like that, but it is understanding the value of who you bring in your life. And it gives you the option of, like I said, I'll block people in a heartbeat.
Girl, what she said.
I do. I will block people. One of my good friends is on my nerves, blocked right now. You know what I mean? Because we need a break now. We are not bringing peace to each other's life. If it's drama, life is hard enough. And so I'll block anybody. Another thing is like, even when it comes to friendships, if I am into it with people, this is gonna sound petty, but I will remove people from social media.
I do too.
And I do that only because it's hard, especially if you're in drama or you're in a feud or something with somebody, to constantly see them on social media.
That energy
That
exchange.
And so I just remove them. And not because I'm removing you for the rest of my life. But right now, I can't have
This
you
is
in my
for me.
space.
Yeah, this is for me.
And I had to be comfortable with that. So I think peace, like you said, peace is everything. It really is.
Most definitely.
Okay. Another thing about peace, I want to say this before I move on to the second part, is being single also I have had to work actively on cherishing where I am in life.
Yes.
It's okay to be single.
Yes.
And the hard part for me is if people who know me know, like, I've been very diligent about like my education, my career, and things like that. And so I have mapped out what I thought my life would look like. And so what my life is right now is what I necessarily where I thought I would be in life. I thought I'd be married, not with multiple kids, but with my kid, you know.
My kid is
Can't nobody tell you Ashley thought she was gonna have 3 or 4 kids. No, but I thought I'd be married with my kid, and I would be this shining example of Black marriage and everything that it
educated and the power couple and the family.
That's everything that I wanted. And so when I saw that dream get crushed, I had to come to grips with that. And so now I have to say, girl, you good. You still an example for people, married or not. You know? And I think that's important to say, is that especially those who are successful women, part of when we think about that, and not everybody, but part of when we think about that, or at least when we're younger, we might have thought about it, including that marriage aspect. But it doesn't have to include that. And so I think it's important to cherish and appreciate where you are right now in life. So the second part is preparation. So this is the other thing that I hate. And so I'll tell you why. So I hate when people say that you have to prepare yourself for a man.
Yeah.
And the reason I hate that is because subconsciously you can take that as if you are unworthy. You are not, you don't have high value right now. And there is something broken within you that does not make you worthy of that relationship. So I hate that concept. When people tell me that, I shut it down immediately. One of my things I used to tell one of my exes all the time, when he would say, well, we're not there. We still got a lot of stuff. Whoop, whoop. And I understand why to a certain extent, but I used to tell him, right now, in the state that I'm in, with every flaw, failure, thing that I need to work on, right now I'm worthy of marriage. Even right now. And so the whole preparing yourself, I had to change my mentality when it came to that. Is I'm not preparing myself for a man. I'm more so upgrading myself, leveling up, the glow up. So, like I said, you're in a relationship now, but what did you do during that single time to prepare yourself for the glow up? Or what, you kind of talked about it, but what else do you think
like did? I decided that I would conform no more. I would compromise, but I would not conform. Like, me doing what I do, it requires me to be in a million different places at one time. Like, I have this list of priorities, children, job, Robin G stuff, all of that. So first and foremost, I had to prepare myself mentally, emotionally, not to conform, because it is so, it's a reflex. It had always been a reflex for me. So I prepared myself to be the best version of myself, whether I had a man or not. So that took a lot of work. I had to actively be about that journey because it's hard. Like you said, I too thought, like, at some point I used to think that I wasn't worthy of marriage, or I had to prepare myself for a man, but I had to sit back and be like, girl, you are a bomb.
You have to
and whatever, whatever. If there's no, if a man doesn't marry you, then he's not the one. At this point, like, so I had to change my mind state, and I had to tell myself every single day, you're not conforming because you are dope as you are. Like, you are. I will compromise, little bit.
Yeah, yeah. But I think that's powerful what you said, that if a man doesn't want to marry you, that just means he doesn't want to marry you.
He's not. It's just
God,
not.
and
Yeah.
I think about the time I would have saved myself had I caught on to that earlier.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times we don't catch that. We constantly think, and like I said, I didn't realize how much, even until I became single.
Mm-hmm.
When I immediately became single, I literally tackled what's wrong with me.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. Why can't I keep a man?
What didn't I do correctly, and what couldn't I? And then that set me up for failure in the next situation I got into, because I was giving more than I was getting back in return.
Yeah, because you like, why can't I keep a man?
Yeah,
like,
so I'm like,
what's
I'm gonna
wrong
do
with
this,
me?
I'm
Like,
gonna do that. I'm cooking, I'm cleaning, I'm doing this, I'm washing clothes, I'm gonna make sure I'm going above and beyond to prove to somebody that
you're
I am
marriage.
worthy,
Listen,
that I'm marriage
I was in a
material.
long-term relationship and marriage never even really came up. We never I'm talking about over 10 years. And we split up, and as soon as a man said he wanted to marry me, I was like, okay. Oh, you want to marry me? Oh, so people want to marry me? Girl, got married in a courthouse next to a file cabinet by some white woman. Lasted about 6 months, not even 6 months. Couldn't even get it annulled because it was in Indiana and they don't do that. So I had to literally like change all of my narratives to myself. Like I literally had to reprogram myself to thinking like, I'm dope. I'm dope as I am. Like you said, flaws and all, I am worthy of marriage right now in this very moment. And if a man doesn't see you that way, then you're not his wife.
Then you're just not his wife.
Yeah. I think women also, like if you notice, men are great single.
Yeah, they are.
They know how to create the life that they want for themselves, but women, we are quick to conform to the man's livelihood. Yes. So I feel like women should create the life that they desire, regardless if a man is there or not. Because if he's gone, you still happy with yourself. You still happy with your life. And if he's there, you still happy with yourself. You're still happy with your life. Like men, Monday Night Football. They love Monday Night Football. Right. But then here comes a woman trying to convince a man on Monday nights, you need to do A, B, and C and X, Y, and Z with me. Like, no.
No, he ain't gonna change that, but we would.
Yeah, we would change our whole Monday night schedule.
We would. That is so
nerve-wracking.
That is so true.
We would change everything. We would be like,
we could have some set in stone that been doing it for 15 years.
Like, well, baby, I want you to do it. Okay.
It don't matter what I had to do.
Why do we do that though?
It's subconscious. We have been taught all of these years, like, do what your man wants you to do. Do this. And we too independent, if we too strong, if we too this, too that, then you can't keep a man. I have a poem called "A Man Can't Keep Her."
Like, right. That's really what it is.
That is
unkept.
That is so true. Okay, let me listen. So I'm talking about preparation with being single. So one of the things that I can say, so when I got beyond like trying to change myself to make me wife material, I feel like I've done a better job just working on myself, just for myself. Like just things that I want for myself. I went out and I got a car that I wanted. You know what I mean? Something I've always wanted just for myself. I went out and got a home that I wanted, something that I've always desired for myself. And that was independent from me doing that just for a man. And that feels phenomenal. You know what I mean? To accomplish that you just want for your, and I say that to say, because like I said, education wise and things like that, career wise, that wasn't something I had to work with. I've always had that for myself, but just like livelihood things, I always tell people I lived so much below my potential. And I say that like I wanted new houses, new cars, and the man I was with was like, "You trying to do too much. We don't need all of that." And so I'm like, okay, well, you know what? That's right. Maybe we don't need all of that right now. And I've always wanted bigger, better things. And not just that, because I wanted to, I've always thought about if I had a child, I just wanted to give them better than what I've ever had. And I conformed, like you said, just was like, okay, I can be content in this situation.
Yeah. He
And
didn't want
so-
you to shine too bright.
Yeah. And so when I did some of that stuff, which seems like I said, to some it's materialistic, but it was things that I just always wanted for myself. I felt better about myself just doing that.
Yeah,
You know, like
that's
just,
dope.
and so I do that I think that applies to like all aspects of life, even like health wise. So like with your business, like bomb.
Well, look, I was in a long-term relationship, thought it was going to be something more than it wasn't. Anyways, so I was unhappy with my weight. So I started working out or whatever just to lose the weight, trying to look a certain type of way. But it actually turned into me transforming my thought process, transforming my spirit, because I had to push myself past the limits. I had to turn my pain into a passion. That's really what it ended up turning into.
Yeah.
So my pain turned it into a passion, and then I really wasn't expecting to even have a business. I was just working out. I was just trying different things, and people started to know a difference. And they're like, so what you doing? This and that. So I was like, ooh, I just gained a new passion. I know something. I just learned something new about myself. Honey, I'm nowhere near athletic. I was the child in elementary school, middle school, over with my halo. I can't breathe. No, I can, but I didn't want to run. So it was like, so it just turned into my pain actually turned into
that's dope.
A passion.
That, I mean, like I said, everything you're doing right now, I'm in awe of, because that's where I'm trying to. That's where I'm trying to be. But so let me ask you another question about as far as preparation. So again, I've learned, one, you're not preparing for a man.
Yeah.
You're just the glow up, leveling up for yourself.
Yeah.
That's it.
But my question is, what do you think in this? I also feel like you do have to do some self-reflection on what you want out of a relationship,
yes, definitely.
what you want to bring to a relationship. And so that's my question. I'll ask you first. What do you think as a one? Two questions, and y'all can answer both. What do you think as a woman you should bring into a relationship? And do you think that it is different or the same thing that a man should bring into a relationship?
Yourself.
Just you as you are.
You as you are. If you can't accept me right here, right now, where I am, then how can we grow? Like, you come in, it's like, you remember in school they would ask you, what are your strengths and what are your weaknesses?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
so
yeah.
you should know your strengths. You should know your weaknesses. You should reevaluate all your past actions. You should know yourself. Like, okay, I picked this dude because of A, B, C, and X, Y, Z. I'm not going to do that anymore. I like my eggs scrambled with cheese, or whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
So you come together. You accept him for who he is at that moment in time. But I feel like once you get into, before you even start to even like say this is my man or this is my woman, you all should almost mirror each other to a certain extent.
Say that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So like, if he
like-mindedness,
equally yoked.
Yes.
Like, they used to talk about that in church all the time. I'm like, what are they talking
What
about?
does that mean?
Oh, it took 33 years to figure it out.
You understand?
Like, come on.
Because you can't change anybody.
No,
so you have to
cannot.
be on the same page.
And that's okay.
Go ahead. What do you go ahead?
So first of all, conversation needs to be had.
Yeah.
Like, before anybody's joining any type of forces, I need to know, like, what do you, because I'm 35 years old. Like, I done did the whole, no, I don't want to do this anymore. Like, what do you want?
Right. I said that on another show. That's my first question.
Like, what do you want? And of course, I want our expectations to mirror one another. You know, I expect for him to have a job.
Absolutely. That's come on.
I expect for him to have stability. I expect for his narrative to be positive. I expect him to be outgoing. Like, everything that I want for myself or that I'm bringing, I expect for him to mirror that. Like, and of course, myself is enough, but no, I gotta have a job. I got to be able to provide for myself. I got to be a good mother, a good woman, spiritually, emotionally stable, all of that. So I expect those things from him as well. Don't come to me a hot mess, because I done been there, done that.
Right.
And so, you know, I'm not perfection evades me every single day, but
Yeah.
we need to mirror one another's expectations and not allow them to be unrealistic, but real. But first of all, what do you want?
And
Who sent you, and why are you here?
Literally, who sent you?
Right.
Who?
I definitely think that there, like you said, as far as I think there's some things that I have to, when I'm thinking about what I need to bring to a relationship. Open-mindedness is one.
Most definitely.
And what some things that I don't need to bring into a relationship is past baggage.
Yes.
And that's hard for us because when we've been hurt, we come into a relationship very much guarded. And I think it's important to practice discernment, and things like that. But you can't put everything on this new relationship. But that's where you get to know people, and then
that's where the communication comes in. I'm big on transparency. I'm so big on transparency. Please. Yes.
So I think those are the things. Like when I think about open-mindedness, I also need to bring the same level of commitment that you have.
Yes.
And I'll tell people that all the time. That's one of the things that I struggle with is like I said, when I first got single, I'm like, oh, let me show you what I can do. Let me show you what I bring to the table. Let me show you what kind of woman. Oh, I got a job. Not only do I got a job, but I know how to be domestic and all of that. And I had to say, whoa, hold up. Because you ain't showed me nothing but a laugh.
Right. That's it, a laugh.
I done showed you everything and you done made me giggle a couple of times.
But I do feel like women need to guard their heart.
Yeah.
And not come with a wall built, but guard yourself, because I feel like a lot of us, we were taught that you're not complete unless you have a man. Last, but anyway, so but
from the devil himself,
really, for real. And it's like you let a guy come in and he hasn't even proven himself. And it's like, okay, you should have a list of what it is that you desire from a man.
Absolutely.
And I'm not talking about some
Cinderella. Shadow. Yeah.
I'm talking about that can provide and that's stable. Look, you can't desire a man that's financially stable and then you're not financially
exactly.
If you think that ain't on my list,
yes,
that's on my list.
Yes,
then
you can't.
That's why your expectations. You have to match what you can bring. Like you can't have these unrealistic expectations for this other human being, and you ain't up to par. Like
I feel like what you're asking for, you should be able to reciprocate.
Exactly.
And if you can't, there's a problem with that. But I think I put that on here. I was at one of my questions was, so I think let me say this too. I think there's a difference between dating to be in a relationship. That's another thing. A lot of times we've always been taught that you should not date if you're not dating for marriage. I disagree with that.
I disagree.
And I disagree the longer that I'm single. Because I think that you can date people and have fun and you know
God, I had a ball.
This ain't my husband. Like you can know
I had so much fun when I was dating.
You can know
people don't do that anymore. They don't date anymore.
You can date and again, let me emphasize that dating don't mean sleeping with somebody.
It does not.
So that doesn't it's not one and the same. So you can date for fun. You can date for fun. But I think that when you are thinking about dating for a relationship or a potential spouse, finances got to be discussed.
Yeah,
definitely.
It has to. And I had like some previous shows where we talked about this a little bit. And again, like I said, I'm not one of those. Looking at my cousin. I'm not one of those who feels like you got to provide everything. Smile. I'm not those who feels like you have to provide everything, but I feel like that you should be able to match what I can bring. I don't have a loose profession. You know what I'm saying? My career is solid. And so I feel like you have to at least be able to match that. If I want to go on vacation, I'm not footing the bill. I don't want to foot the bill for myself, but I don't want to foot the bill for both of us. You know, some nice things. You should be able to do some nice things. I'm not gonna be in a relationship or have a potential spouse and we are struggling financially. Period. I'll struggle financially by myself. Before I'll struggle financially with you at this age. And I think it's different when you're younger too. But definitely at this age, I'm 32. I'm not struggling. I'm not. We can't be getting brown. I can get a brown bill by myself, but I can't get a brown bill with you.
just another perspective of that is, okay, say like you See, I'm not like I'm good, but I'm good.
No, I know. Girl.
Yeah. So
Girl,
like
that's somebody
in,
to tell.
in the
All my
relationship
vacations
that I found myself in, and I do say found myself in because it was unintentional. It was like, who sent you?
You look happy though.
But you can stay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you know what I'm saying? We're not great. We are still cleaning up messes from having children young and having being in survival mode for so long. So, but our ambitions and our hustles match one another. And that is important right now in this moment of our lives. Like we building together, and that's dope.
Yeah.
I'm not all the way together. He's not all the way together, but together we are building. We know we've had conversations. We've communicated. We know where this is going. We know where we want this to go. So we're building that, together. So I think that that is dope right now for me. So I'm pretty happy.
Okay, this question is, I don't think I told you I was going to ask this question.
Oh, Lord.
But you can't pass. You just got to say, you can just say yes or no, but I'm asking. Do y'all believe, so we're talking about singleness. Do y'all believe that women should have a whole face?
Yes.
Yeah.
Most definitely.
Look, no hesitation.
I know.
I'm thinking the question's going to cause issues. They're like, yep.
Whatever that looks like. Whatever that looks like.
So let me say this. So I am a serial monogamous. I am always in a relationship.
Yes.
This is the longest I've been single. And even in my singleness right now, I'm in a situationship. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm not fully single. I'm single, but I'm not single. Yeah. You know what I mean?
You W2 single.
I'm W2 single.
W2 single.
W2 single. But my friend, so I've always thought about that. So when I became single, one of my friends was like, "Oh, you about to go whole phase." I was like, "I'm too old for a whole phase." But actually, what I have learned is the older you get, the more liberating you feel.
Right.
A whole phase. And so I consider my whole phase is I will date multiple people at the same time. I have multiple friends. You want to take me out? Okay, cool. You want to take me out? Okay, cool. Look, my sister Ashley, she's on her laughing because we have talked about this thing. I think why do you think women is comfortable though with the whole thing?
Because it's a stigma.
Yeah,
it's a stigma. A guy can go out here and knock down 20, 30 bras and he's the man. We do it and they're like, and anybody gonna want to marry you. You not wifey material, blah blah. Look, and I had a ball in 2013. And you know what the whole phase is, like you said, it's whatever you want that to look like. I dated my homegirls was like, people don't date no more, men don't date. I said, watch this. We made a bet on a date. I went on a white linen tablecloth date every week. It was the funnest I had. Like at 2013 was my fun year.
Yeah. What do you think?
Fly me out.
Come on.
No, seriously.
Come on.
No, just have fun. Enjoy life. Don't think so hard about it. Yeah. Make sure you're safe, of course.
Yeah, be safe.
I think one of the other things when it talks about whole phase, which is so funny because my mom's on her usual. But anyway, one of my mom's hardest things to grasp was when, first of all, my mom and them don't know who I'm dating right now because they won't know until the next person they know who I'm dating. I'll walk in and be like, I'm engaged. You know what I mean? I'm just no, seriously, I'm not doing that anymore because they get too emotional. Then they got no. I'm not telling them. And my mom, it's so funny. We were like I said, I went out of town to see family. My mom and them, of course, I was with them, and my phone. So I kept leaving my phone and rang. It was my little friend. And I walked out talking on my phone. I get back and my mom was looking at me like, who you on phone? I'm like, mind your business. You don't have to know who I'm on the phone with. But one of the things my mom and them had a hard time grasping was in my singleness, I had to figure out what I was looking for. And so I've always dated people who were around the same age as me. And so I have upped that thing.
Yes.
I have upped that thing.
Yes.
And so my mom, she has a problem with me dating people that's just a couple years younger than her or at the same age as her. But them have been some of my best dates. When I tell you, like, one died, like, let's go on vacation, let's go do this. I live my best life with
Live
40
it.
with 5 and up.
45
If
is
you
dope.
on here and you 45 and up, holler at me,
Hey.
boo. And my cousin, because she like y'all too.
They said yes, flued out.
Yes, flew down, flew me out. That's some of my best. I'm serious. Like, I have called people and been like, oh my God, guess where he took me to? Because it's blown my guys my age ain't doing stuff like
Yeah,
that. Like,
yeah.
where I'm like,
boring. Sorry.
Yeah.
I'm saying, like, when I've dealt with older guys, it's like, okay, we going here. I'm gonna cash app you some money so you get your hair and your nails done and you can get an outfit, and I'm gonna take you here. And anyways, that's gonna be another episode on my show called Sugar Daddy, Sugar Babies Oh My, because I've had a nice experience with it. I'm gonna have to bring you back. and my sis Ashley, I'm gonna have to anyways, we're gonna have a conversation. But anyway, but look, my mama, whatever. But yeah, so my mom actually, like, one of her, I gotta tone it so I don't say too much. Anyways, a guy who she grew up with, she knows I dated very, very briefly. And my mom had all the attitude about it. And I just had to tell her, like, girl, I am grown. Like, look, my auntie said you dated somebody's granddaddy. Granddaddies treat you nice.
Granddaddies are really nice and considerate.
Anyway, I say that to say my whole point about the single thing is, I think that's why I say I'm okay with you having a little whole phase, dating multiple people, just so you know what you
want. Yeah,
so
you know what you're not looking for.
And to be honest, that kind of raised my expectations of what I was expecting out of somebody.
It does. It does.
And I'm quick to tell my, look, I done had somebody take me here. You have to step that thing up.
Yes.
Well, I can roll back with granddaddy and go to Bora Bora.
I can't.
Okay, the last little part before I get into my 10 things I hate is purpose. So I think one of the things when you are single is, in life in general, we're always trying to find what our purpose is. What are we here to do? And I think that can constantly be evolving. And what you're here to do in your 20s may not be necessarily what you're here to do in your 30s and your 40s and so on.
Yeah.
Right.
But as far as someone looking to find their purpose, what do you think some things they should do?
I think self-reflection is huge. Sometimes we get lost in the sauce, especially mothers, and we have full-time jobs and this, that, and other. We get lost in the sauce. And I think that self-reflection is major. Sit down. And I had somebody today, one of my coworkers, say, at least, we were talking about, another day, another dollar tomorrow. And I was like, yeah. And it was just like, well, at least you have, you get to do what you love to do. You get to do this. She's like, I don't even remember. Like, I don't even know what I love to do. Like, I don't even so I just think to sit down and have a conversation with yourself, like make a list of things that you used to like to do when you were younger. And because I can't imagine my life without poetry. And it's become bigger than poetry. Like, I do think that the hardships in my life coincide with my gift, and my purpose is to just write and to narrate all of this pain turn passion turn power. So
see, and then even when you talk about it, a lot of people, even when they talk what they're doing, they don't have that. Like that glow, that joy about them. And so I think that is awesome that you have that. What do you think about finding your purpose?
Be open-minded. Try new things, explore things that you would normally do. Really, that's it. Like she said, self-reflection, reevaluate yourself, turn bad habits transform them into something good.
Yeah.
You may have to reintroduce yourself to yourself multiple times. Like, we are forever evolving. So take a moment to be like, look in the mirror and be like, what you want, girl?
And stop being self-sacrificial. Stop sacrificing yourself for other people.
That's a good one. Yes. Put yourself in the forefront. I think that's important.
That's it.
I think when it comes to purpose, like you said, being open-minded, that sometimes what your purpose is not what you've always thought. I'm one of those people who always thought I knew what I wanted to do with my life. And so it's hard a lot of times for the people who have known me since I was young, so particularly family, that as I evolved, that thing that I thought I was always supposed to do may not necessarily be what I feel like I'm called to do.
Yeah.
And so I think one of the things is when finding your purpose is keeping it to yourself.
Yeah.
until you are confident in
Yep.
that thing. And I
Yep.
say that because there are dream snatchers.
Oh
Naysayers.
my goodness
Yes,
gracious.
and not necessarily people who have malicious or ill intent,
Mhm.
but it's sometimes that they don't understand
Yeah,
it, you know.
yeah.
And when people don't understand it, or if they think that it's something to your detriment, they will try to sway you from
Mhm.
it. Grandparents are so big on that, you know, because they want the best for you. So if you've always said, I want to be a lawyer, I want to be a lawyer, I want to be a lawyer, their mind is
Gonna
getting
be
a
a
lawyer.
lawyer. Yeah, yeah.
To come hell or high water, we getting that lawyer. And so I think you have to keep your dream to yourself. And I say that to say I've had, and sometimes the dream is still the same, but sometimes the steps walking it out may be
Yeah,
different
it looks
than
different.
what you
Yeah.
thought. And I have a really good friend, and I can't wait for her to announce to the world what she's about to do, but it's phenomenal. It's something she's worked really hard at, and she did that thing solo. You know, like we didn't know nothing about it. When she told me, I literally cried because I was so happy for her.
Look, I'm excited.
I was so happy for her because to be able to do it by herself, she had tried so many years to do it publicly.
Mhm.
And then she took time and she did it by herself.
Mhm.
She enjoyed the moment by herself, and she still ain't even announced it to everybody, but just can't wait for her to shit on her haters. But I'm saying, I mean, it's so, that's how big it is. And she's so deserving of it. When we talked about like motherhood and things like that, she sacrificed so much. So when you find a purpose, I think sometimes it's important to hold that thing for yourself. You know, keep it to yourself sometimes, because you don't want the dream snatchers, the naysayers to get a hold of it. Y'all got anything to say about singleness before I say my last 10 things?
Bask in it.
Bask
in it while you can. Like, and then don't, you know what I'm saying? Like you said in the beginning, don't go looking for don't go looking, and don't be waiting for a man or a relationship, because you know what I'm saying, I'm a big believer in your path is already, like, it's already been paved, and you just journeying through it. Like, whatever's supposed to happen for you, it's gonna happen. Just, you know, be the best version of yourself, and whilst you are single, like, get to know you better than ever before.
Enjoy the process. Enjoy the transformation. A butterfly is not a butterfly initially. It's not going to be easy. You are going to have to isolate yourself at moments. You might have to be by yourself at moments to transform into the person that you want to be, and love yourself unconditionally, no matter what. Who cares if he don't like weave? If you love it, word.
Come on.
You know what I'm saying? It's just like,
that's on my 10 things I hate.
Yeah. Love yourself unconditionally. Like what you like. Love what you love. Be into you. So when the right man does come along, you are like,
he falls in love with you, and not this projection this representative that you're putting out there. Like, he's gonna fall in love with everything that you got to know and learn about yourself, and that's how you're gonna present yourself. And that's what's he gonna, not the representative, not this person that you think you're supposed to be, but the woman you became while you were single. He's gonna fall in love with her.
So let me just, my last thing about it, so I can go back to the original when I was talking about Ruth. Which my grandma, I don't know how she would feel about this. She'd be proud / like anyway. But just to take it back to Ruth, my main point of this is that you don't have to just be aimlessly waiting for your husband to come into your life. Or your significant other. Everybody ain't worried about marriage, but I'm just saying, you don't have to wait for this relationship. You can be actively doing things that prepare yourself to be the best version of you, man or no man. And I think that's the big thing. And then also, I think one of the things, back to the story of Ruth, was she recognized that she saw a good man, or her mother-in-law did, or her friend did, or her cousin did, or she saw that, and she actively did things to get that man that she wanted. There's nothing wrong with that. And so I think that it's important that you make your own rules when it comes to being single. Do what makes you happy. Be purposeful in what you are doing. Don't sit there in depression and woe is me and I ain't got nobody. You need to actively be doing things to set yourself up.
Yeah. Set intentions. What
Intentional.
are your intentions
Yeah.
for yourself?
Okay. Last thing, I got like 30 seconds. Here's my 10 things I hate. I ain't did this in a few weeks, so I'm excited about doing my 10 things I hate, okay? 10 things I hate. Eyelashes like the ones I have on right now. Okay, so. I'm going to get a little closer.
I can't.
I don't know if y'all can see these eyelashes. Anyways, these eyelashes that I got on right now are like fans. I hate these eyelashes. I just got back in town last night. And then this morning I slept all day. So I did not have time to run to Walgreens or the beauty supply store and get some eyelashes. Anyways, I hate eyelashes like this. If you rock them, cool. They look all right. I hate these damn eyelashes. So that's my number one, 10 things I hate. Number 2, drop a pic if. Those posts that say drop a pic if you think and you single and you only got one kid and you got both your arms and your legs, drop a pic.
I can't.
If you drop a pic, whatever the stupid drop a pic. I hate them damn posts. Them posts get on my nerves. I block people because of them posts. No, don't. I'm not dropping a pic. I have 55 million.
I have unfriended people.
Pictures on social media. See one of them pics. I just hate them. And plus it be ignorant stuff like drop a pic if you know that you cute and you got a big booty and
what are you trying to prove?
No, I hate them stupid ass. Anyways, so that's number 2. Number 3, police brutality. I want to say that I was out of town when the thing happened on Sunday. Absolutely ridiculous, regardless of what the man was doing, head on him, anything, excessive force, point blank, period. I'm sick of it. There was another instance I just seen in New Jersey with a woman who was in like a public health, I don't know what it would be considered, like our L&M building, trying to get assistance for her child. It was overcrowded. She had nowhere to sit. The police came, literally ripped her baby out of her arms.
What?
Yes, ripped her baby out of her arms, drug her all over. Look up the story. Yeah, I was in New Jersey. Completely ridiculous. So I'm sick and I hate police brutality. Number 4, people who say racism doesn't exist. That's because I just gave you 2 examples of racist practices. So that's my number 4. Number 5, monotonous Facebook beef. That means you have been beefing with the same person.
Not monotonous Facebook beef.
It's monotonous Facebook beef. You have been beefing with the same person for 25 years, but you have not blocked them, blocked all their associates, their family. Yeah.
No, I don't know. I don't promote balance. I take it back.
Look, and actually that was one. I'm number 10. That's my number 10. Hold on. Number 6, screenshot savages. You have to be very pathetic to continue to screenshot stuff for no other purpose than to start drama. Now, let me say this. Yeah. Me and my friends shot a lot of things, but we screenshot to laugh.
Yeah.
Not for drama.
Not for drama, to laugh. Yeah, because like we definitely...
It ain't coming out of our group. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
we ain't
It's for entertainment purposes only.
Right. Believe me, I love a good screenshot. If I seen y'all, if y'all seen mine, y'all would be offended. But anyways... Screenshot savages, the ones who are doing it solely for the purpose of drama. Life hard enough. Let people live. Quit trying to. Anyways, number 7, premium snaps, and that's because
what is that?
So that is where girls have premium snaps where they show body parts, or they do certain acts.
That's a thing.
Yes, they do certain acts.
What?
They show body parts, they do certain acts, and you have to pay to subscribe to their premium snap. The reason I hate it is I ain't knocking nobody's hustle. I'm just mad that I have a career where I cannot also indulge in the benefits of premium snaps. Had I known that something like premium snap would have came up.
You have to show your face. You don't have to show.
They do both. Anyway, I've never subscribed to a premium snap. I see previews of people who say, check out my preview.
I never knew it existed.
My premium snap. Anyway, so I don't like premium snaps because I'm jealous. I'm a hater. Okay, number 8. People who watch your story but never like or comment on a pic.
I
am such a show love person. I try to just like people's stuff or comment.
Do they know that we can see them?
I don't think people know that.
So
let me say this. On Instagram, if you watch somebody's story, they can tell that you watch their story. I actually not anymore because I've been blocking people lately. I had like a couple females who they were the first 3 people on my story on Instagram.
I think it's a couple that got a subscription to my story.
They never liked, they never commented. It's weird. I don't like stuff like that. Anyways, what I say is encourage your fellow sister. Don't just lurk. It's ridiculous. Number 9, horrible makeup tutorial. So if you follow me on Facebook, I have been watching. I'm not gonna say her name because I'm trying to encourage my fellow sister. But anyway, there are some horrible makeup tutorials. Instead of calling it a tutorial, I think they should say I'm practicing. No, just say you practicing. Yeah, you ain't
a 3-hour
you
practice.
ain't quite a 3. You know, it'd be 3-4 hours. You just practicing, but quit calling it makeup tutorial. Then I said 9A. This is men who talk about makeup on females. Mind
I
yo,
seen a post today.
I want to cuss so bad, but mind your mother business. Quit worrying about women wearing makeup. First of all, half the women that you all are lusting over on social media, they wear makeup and weave. So just get with the program. Quit saying that your baby mama wear makeup and weave. Your mama wear makeup and weave. So unless you're going to tell your mama to wipe her face and take them tracks out of her head, mind your business. Okay. Then my last one was 10 grown women who still want to fist fight. And I just say that because I've had women in the last few months of my life for ridiculous reasons who have threatened bodily harm against me.
Really?
Yeah.
In the
and
30s?
I told them, honey, we're not fighting. I'm locking you the fuck up. What you mean?
Look, you should
What you mean?
have got me in 2004.
In 2004, I would have beat you to death.
It's
But
like
in
2004.
but in 2018, honey, you get
it's
a lawsuit time. You know what I'm saying? I want you to hit me because even if you're worth $40, that $40 is about to be mine. So yeah, I'm not fighting you. So those are my top 10. Yeah, those are my top 10 things I hate. Last thing, and then I'm out of here. I want to make sure that I tell you all again. I want to plug Sequoia's show because I love Sequoia because she helps me so much. Make sure you check out Poise Models. It's this Saturday, which is December 15th. Doors open at 5. Show starts at 6. It's at the Majestic. It's a bomb show. Yeah, it's going to be an awesome event. She has an after party that's going to be popping. Anybody who knows Sequoia knows she's beautiful, but not only that, she gives back. She gives so much. She's an awesome mother. Yeah. So I just love Sequoia. I really want to push for you all to support her. Okay, that's it. I don't even think I'm going to have no intro because Ice is out here having a business conversation. Ice, are you going to outro me out? Yes. Yes, I just want to tell because I want to do a little. So much fun. Look, you know I was gonna push it because you ain't came to stop me, so I was gonna keep on keeping on. No, okay, bye y'all. Thanks for listening. Hey, loves, welcome to Missionary Mack podcast, where I, along with my homegirls, talk about all things related to love, sex, singleness, self-improvement, and the pursuit of happiness. Each week, we will discuss topics related to young professional women as we relate it to our everyday lives and some of our favorite pop culture, social media, and entertainment influencers. The goal is to help you grow as we continue to work on becoming the best version of ourselves. You can check us out every Tuesday at 7 p.m. at 97thebfm.com. You can call in and discuss with us at 502-384-6483.